Hey y'all, welcome back to the Europats. If you're new here, I'm Diane and this is my husband Matt. So in our last video, we talked about what those first 24 hours in Albania might look like. Just getting there, getting settled, and figuring things out. But the more we started talking about it, after that, we realized something. That's not even really the hard part.
No, not even close. Because landing somewhere, finding a place to stay, grabbing a coffee, that's all pretty manageable. The part that actually makes you stop and think is, how do we stay there? Not for a week, not for a vacation, but long enough for it to actually feel like life.
Because visiting a place and building a life in a place, those are two completely different things. And for us, this is where everything started to feel a lot more real.
Because once you start asking that question, you're not just dreaming about it anymore, you're planning it.
Hey y'all, we're Matt and Diane. We're a U.S. couple planning to retire in France in 2030. But we found a way to start that journey 3 years earlier by starting in Albania. So we're taking our time, digging into each place, and learning what life there is really like. Come with us.
But before we get into that video, let's jump into the comments we received this week because this one had a lot in it.
This one is from Hiking Viking 859, and it really stood out to us because it's one of those comments that covers everything, the good and the not so good. So I'm going to go ahead and read that comment for you here. It said, "Be very careful walking around here because it's very easy to fall. The food and hospitality are top notch. Buy bottled water to drink and to brush your teeth. People speak enough English to help you everywhere. There are tons of supermarkets and a place called Rossman's that's like a Walgreens. Good to know, thank you. The coffee and croissants are better than France." I didn't say that, they did. "The traffic is bad and the city has a sketchy, tired look to it, but I feel very safe. Don't overtip and do walk around discovering things. There's a lot of trash in some poorer parts of the city. Homeless animals roam around looking like they've been through some tough moments. It's nice and sunny. It's a noisy city, but quiet inside your apartment."
I like this one because it feels real. It's not trying to sell you on anything, it's just telling you what it's actually like.
You've got the food, the hospitality, the coffee, which all sound amazing. But then you also have things like traffic, noise, and some areas not being as clean.
And I think that's the kind of perspective that we need.
Absolutely.
And this is something that we need because we don't want a filtered version of it.
Not at all. We want to know what's great, but also what might take some getting used to.
And the safety comment stood out to me too, because even with everything else mentioned, they still said they felt safe.
And that actually says a lot because that's something people always ask about first.
And then the little things like bottled water, tipping, just walking around and exploring. That's the kind of stuff that you only really learn from people who have actually been there.
Exactly. And that's why we are loving this segment. This gives us a more complete picture than just reading stats or articles. I love getting comments like this
Yes.
because we need to know this stuff. And other people that watch us that are thinking about moving to Albania, they need to know this stuff too. And so it's always great to have that first hand experience.
Yeah, well, you're getting the good and not so good. You know, it's not going to be like some of these videos that you see where they're just showing nothing but glitz and glamour. It's bringing up the things that you're wondering about. If is it going to be safe? Is it going to be dirty? Is it going to be hard to make friends over there, speak to people? That's what we want from people over there is to get everything in so that we can put it out there and have everyone see everything for what it is.
Yeah, we do not want to be the type that only show the good. We're not going to be that type. We want to be honest. And, we would be lying if we said that Albania is perfect. It is not by any sense of the, imagination. It is not perfect. It has its issues, um, just like everywhere has its issues. So I'm very thankful for this comment. So thank you so much. We appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah, because once you start thinking about actually being there, the next question becomes, how do you stay?
So, when we first started looking into Albania, this was the part that really caught my attention. As Americans, you can go there and stay up to a year without applying for a visa ahead of time.
Ah, you got too cocky.
And I remember thinking, there's no way that's actually how that works.
Same, because everything we looked at in Europe has been the complete opposite of that. There is always a process, always paperwork, always a timeline you have to follow. So hearing that you could just go and stay that long, it almost didn't feel real.
Yeah, it felt like we were missing something. Like there had to be some catch or some fine print buried somewhere.
But the more we dug into it, the more we realized that no, this is actually one of the things that makes Albania so different.
And honestly, it changes how you think about the whole move. Because instead of feeling rushed, you actually feel like you have time.
That's one thing that I really like about it. And it just like you just said, it feels like we have a minute. Actually, we have a year, but it feels like it's just, you don't have to just, go, 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 go. Now, we probably will, but I'm saying we don't have to.
Oh, it's
And
going to be like when we get over there, our adrenaline's going to be going. We're going to be, yeah, we're going to be tired, but we're going to be going.
yeah,
And we're going to be wanting to jump out on this. But I feel if we prepare for it, step by step,
yeah.
we will do good.
Now, obviously, that 1 year isn't the end of the story. At some point, if you want to stay longer, you will have to move into some type of residency. And I think this is where people will start to feel overwhelmed.
Because the word residency just sounds complicated. It sounds like a lot of paperwork, a lot of rules, and a lot of ways to mess things up.
You know what that reminds me of? I'll mess his hair up. I want to mess his hair up. Y'all remember that commercial? I don't know why that just came in my head.
You
Sorry, I was looking at you. Sorry. Didn't mean that. Oops.
Are you implying something?
No, no. Sorry.
Okay. I think she's implying something.
I'm not. Just funny. Mess his hair up. I want to mess his hair up. And while there is a process, it's not as intimidating as we thought it was going to be. There are different paths people take: retirement, passive income, remote work.
And that's where we are at right now. We're figuring out what path actually fits our situation, not just what sounds good or on paper, but what we can realistically do.
And I think that's an important part of this because we don't have every single detail locked in yet.
Now, and honestly, I don't think you're even supposed to at this stage. This is something you build into, not something you have perfectly figured out before you go. What really stands out to me about Albania is that it gives you something most places don't, and that is time. The more we've talked about this, the more I realize how important that actually is.
And it really is because when you're only allowed to stay somewhere for a short time, you feel pressure to make decisions fast. Where do we live? What does our routine look like? What is our next step? It's exhausting. Just thinking about it.
Just listening to it just
Dang.
blew my
Are
mind.
you saying me talking is exhausting?
No, I'm saying well, the words that came out was exhausting.
Rude.
And another thing, if you get it wrong, you don't have much time to fix it.
But having a full year changes that completely. You can slow down, you can adjust, you can actually live there and figure things out as you go.
And for us, that's what makes this feel doable because we're not trying to rush into any permanent decision. We are giving ourselves space to figure it out.
Because let's be honest, there is always a catch.
Always. And while this is easier than a lot of other places, it doesn't mean it's effortless. You're still dealing with a different system and different expectations.
And sometimes things just don't move the way that you're used to. Like my body doesn't move
Just about
the
to say
way
that.
that it used to. Just kidding. I move like a spring chicken. You know, when we were doing our live,
I'm Speed Bailey.
we were doing our live a while ago, I turned my head to look at you and all I did was turn my head.
You did that last night.
That was my neck.
Yeah.
Falling apart over here.
And that's something that I've been thinking about a lot because we're used to things that being very structured here. You follow the steps and you know what is coming next. And that's something that I've been thinking about a lot because we're used to things being very structured here. You follow the steps, you know what's coming next.
And that is not always how it works over there.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just different. And it means we're going to have to adjust.
Again, my middle name.
Adjust?
Yes.
I thought it was calm.
Patience.
I thought it was patience.
I'm all that wrapped up in one. These people don't think I'm really bad.
You're not bad. You're just not patient.
Yes, I am.
Now me, I'm calm. I'm smooth, patient, and witty.
I was going to say, I can't believe you're keeping a straight face as you're saying all that.
I tried.
And honestly, y'all, going into it with that adjustment mindset is really important.
So for us, this is where it really starts to feel real because we're not just talking about it anymore. Our house is on the market right now. And once that sells, please, that's a big step forward for us.
Yeah, EVP NYC, we haven't forgotten about you. It really is a big step forward because that's when everything starts to shift. We'll be moving into an apartment for the final stretch here, and even that is going to feel very different. Exciting.
Yes.
Not owning this home is going to be so exciting.
And knowing that it's not far off.
Right.
Now, at that point, we are not just planning anymore. We are preparing to leave.
And we have a goal to move to Albania in 2027.
Yes.
Not because everything is perfectly figured out, but because we have figured out enough to take that next step.
And then we keep building from there. We figure out what works and what doesn't.
And then we adjust. See what I did there? So, is staying in Albania long term easy?
I would say it's easier than most places we've looked at, but it still takes planning, it still takes patience, and it definitely takes flexibility.
Why do you keep using my name like that?
Are you flexible too?
Absolutely.
You just got done talking about your neck and your body.
You're talking physically flexible. I'm talking about mentally flexible. There's a big difference.
There is a big difference.
You are so rude, and you are now underneath the dog, underneath it.
Y'all help me.
There ain't no help. Y'all heard it. Everybody heard it.
Yes, they did.
But what makes this whole thing different is that you are not under constant pressure.
You actually have time to figure things out. And for us, that's what makes this feel possible.
So I feel like the biggest takeaway for us in all of this is that staying in Albania long term isn't about having everything perfectly figured out before you go. It's about putting yourself in a position where you can figure it out while you're there.
And that's really what changed things for me. Because before, it always felt like you had to have this perfect plan, everything lined up, and every detail figured out.
But the reality is, most people don't.
No, they just don't. And Albania gives you something that makes that a little less overwhelming. So the next question for us became, when we actually go, what does day to day life there even look like? Not the first 24 hours.
But what it's like to wake up there, to go about your day, to run your errands.
Because that's when it really starts to feel like life, not just a move.
So if you're on this journey with us, please make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified of when our next video will be out, which will be next Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central.
Because we're walking through all of this step by step as we figure it out.
And if you want more behind the scenes planning, you can check out our Patreon page. That is free. We do not charge you guys for that. There are lots of insider notes and spreadsheets,
It's
and
free.
it's free. And if it's free,
It's for me.
there's all kinds of stuff over there for that. You can also buy us a coffee if you feel so led. And if you would like to become a member of this channel, just click the link below. Lastly, we have merch. So if you're interested and want some, I got a new shirt and want some new Europets merch, please check out our merch store. All of the links are below.
And all the cool kids are wearing it.
That's right. Before I forget, we also have a live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central. You really should join us. We have a great group. We say it all the time. We have the best people and we have so much fun. We have people from all over join our lives. So it's not all Albania. You've got France, you've got Germany, you've got the US. Oh my gosh, you've got Italy. You've got people everywhere that watch us. So
As a matter of fact, we just got several new people on our live today.
yeah. So make sure to join us. We'll have a lot of fun. So you guys have a great week.
And we will see you in the next one.
Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.